Hi everyone, welcome to my kitchen. In today's recipe, I'm going to show you how to make a stuffed omelette. It's going to be stuffed with mushrooms and corn and flavored with cheesy garlic mayo. Most often we tend to make omelettes that are plain masala omelette and then serve it to our kids. But you know, if you add in a lot of vegetables like mushroom and corn, it not only adds to the protein but also a lot of nutrition as well. And children do require it. And to make it really interesting for fussy kids, I'm going to be adding this cheesy garlic mayo. So without wasting any time, let me just dive right in and show you how to make this delicious and yet simple stuffed omelette. So to begin, I'm going to first chop up my mushrooms. I have some button mushrooms here. You can use any mushroom of your choice, but button mushrooms also work great. Just slice the mushrooms up. You can also chop it if you like, but slicing is great because it gives in a lot of texture to the omelette. Okay, so I'm just going to quickly slice it up. So I'm going to quickly chop up some basil now. Basil also adds in a lot of flavor to the omelette. So now that I've chopped up the basil, I'm going to go ahead and cook it in my pan. Mushroom takes very short while to cook. So I'm going to be adding the Nutralite garlic and oregano spread into the pan first and allow it to melt. This particular spread adds in a lot of flavor to the mushrooms. Typically you will have to add herbs to make the mushrooms and the stuffing really tasty and delicious, but this spread brings in a lot of flavor. And the best part is this particular spread is enriched with omega-3 and has 0% cholesterol. So let me just go saute the mushrooms for a little bit until it softens. The spread has a little bit of salt in it, so you don't have to add too much salt, but if necessary you can add a little bit of salt, okay, and just to taste. I'm going to go ahead and add my corn and allow it to cook it along with the mushrooms. These are steamed corn, so there's not much cooking to do. But the corn also will get the flavors of the garlic and oregano which the spread has and it'll bring in a lot of taste. Once the mushrooms are almost cooked, it's going to take a couple of minutes. We'll wait until then, and then I'll show you how to flavor it with a mayo. So the mushrooms are almost done, and at this stage, I'm going to add in the basil leaves, but you can also add any other greens to this. You can add some spinach, you can add some mint leaves, you can add whatever herbs that are available and to flavor this. And spinach is a great addition if you have some fresh spinach, but I'm going to go ahead and add in some basil and also some crushed black pepper. And I'm going to add in this mayo, and this mayo is a great savior when you have fussy kids because it's packed with cheesy garlic. It's a cheesy garlic mayo and it's packed with a lot of flavors, and what more, it's enriched in vitamin A, D and E. Great, so I'm just going to go ahead and stir this mayo into my mushrooms, and it's going to add in a lot of creaminess to the stuffing of the omelette. Notice the color has changed and how the mushrooms have become nice and creamy. This is exactly how we want it. Give it a taste and see if you need some salt or any additional pepper. And after this, I'm going to show you how to whip up the omelette and then stuff these mushrooms in there. Great, so now this is done. I'm going to go ahead and turn off the heat and whip up the eggs with a little bit of salt and pepper, and then make just a plain omelette and then stuff these mushrooms inside. Now to make the omelette, I have already broken 2 eggs into my bowl, and it's completely optional how many eggs that you want to use. You can use 1 egg, 2 eggs or 3 eggs if you want. I personally like 2 eggs because it adds a lot of body to the omelette and then makes it wholesome and filling too. So into my eggs, I'm going to go ahead and add in some crushed black pepper and salt. So I'm really going to keep the flavors simple because the mushroom filling has all the flavors that's packed into it. Okay, just whisk up the eggs until it becomes nice and fluffy. So now that the eggs are whisked up, I'm going to go to my pan and then start cooking the omelette. So I'm going to go ahead and add the garlic and oregano spread once again because it's going to again add in a lot of flavor to the omelette mixture, the egg mixture, because of the garlic and oregano spread has the herbs in it as well as a pinch of salt, which just makes it perfect. So let's just melt this spread, and once it's melted, I'm going to go ahead and add in my egg mixture and allow it to cook on medium heat until the top is done. And once it's done, I'll flip it over and cook it on the other side for just a minute. So now that the omelette is partially done on the top, notice that it's almost cooked, and when you move it, it doesn't sort of shake like a jelly. At this stage, I'm going to go ahead and add my mushroom filling to 1/2 of the omelette side, and then I'm going to fold it and then cook it completely on the inside. So the steam will allow the omelette to cook nicely, and I'm just going to do that just now. I'm just going to go ahead and fold the omelette and allow it to cook on the other side. You can also add in some cheese at this point to make it really cheesy, but that's completely optional because we have added a cheesy garlic mayo, and that's absolutely just perfect and right for the omelette. Just wait for about a minute, not even that, just for about a minute. And once it's done, just turn off the heat, transfer it to a plate, and I'm just going to toast in some bread slices on my tawa. I love tawa toasted bread. I'm going to show you how I do that, and then I'll serve these omelettes for breakfast. Once again, I'm going to use my garlic and oregano spread to flavor my bread as well with these herbs from the spread. I'm going to add in a little butter on the bread slices, untoasted bread slices, and then put it on the tawa for toasting. Just going to add to a little bit of it. And once again, these spreads have 0% cholesterol and are fortified with omega-3. Great. So I'm going to go ahead and place these bread slices on my pan and toast it on both the sides until it's nicely browned and crisp. So do it on medium heat to ensure that it crispens nicely. If you wish, you can also add the spread on the other side, but I'm just going to keep it to one side to keep it light and healthy. So I hope you enjoyed watching the recipe of how to make a stuffed mushroom and corn omelette, perfect for a healthy breakfast for your kids. Do give this recipe a try, and I'm sure they will love it. You can even serve it as an after-school snack or before a special Sunday, breakfast, or even before they head out to school. When you do try this recipe, don't forget to share your feedback in the comments below and how your kids loved it too. So until then, until next time, happy cooking and healthy eating.